It's 4:20 in the Rocky Mountains. I'm this old stoner, and I'm ready to have a fart attack. If you don't know what a fart attack is, that's just me trying to have some fun with art, music, and creativity live on the YouTubes. Oh, yeah, yeah. Thank you guys for joining me today. Today I'm going to be doing some acrylics. Hey, Finite World, Turtle, Ox, and hey, Iron! Welcome to the stream. Did you see what I drew for you? I'll be mailing it out. I drew, let me see if I can pull it up out of my batch of stuff over here. Where did it go? I drew a really cool, where did it go? It's with all the other stuff. There it is. It's got to be here. Here it is. I drew you I drew this. I drew this for you. I'm going to be mailing that out. I'm going to be mailing that out Monday. Yeah. And for the few people that like my little bell, I haven't played my big new one. I do upload my little videos that I make of these, even though there's not I don't get too many views. But here's a little tune I'm working on. I call this the quickening. I just wanted to do that real quick. I kind of get lost in all that stuff. Today I'm working on acrylics. I'm going to be working on this 8 by 10. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do. And then what's this? This is like a 11 by 14 watercolor paper that I put underneath it so I don't make a huge mess. And I'm not exactly sure. Well, I think I'm going to be working in the style of a guy, Oliver Moss. I'll show you a quick picture of his style of stuff. I've tried his stuff before, and I have like, hey, Bull, welcome to the stream. And I have to admit that I do have a little bit of trouble with this guy's style. And I'm not going to be using the same colors that he used in this. Let me see if, yeah, this guy's style. This is the style that I'm going to try and be working in today. But I'm going to be using some different colors. I want to use, basically have it come out more of a purplish sort of color. And the music I'm listening to, if you guys have heard me talk about Helene, what, about 2 weeks ago, I was when I first stumbled into her. She had about 1,500 subscribers at the time, and I said she was going to hit 10,000 by the end of the month. Well, she's already up to 11,000 and growing. This morning when I watched her live stream, she was like at 10,000, 10.1 or something, 10.2, and she's like well over 11,000 now. But I'm going to be playing her playlist, her flute covers playlist, which is basically taken from a lot of video games and movies. And the first one is from the Witcher series. Toss a coin to your Witcher. I just love her stuff. Just she blew up. She blew up after doing a reaction to Jethro Tull. So most of the people that have showed up over on her channel are people that showed up because of her Jethro Tull reaction. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing here, but it's going to be mostly, I'm just going to kind of make it up as I go along. I kind of have a half-ass idea in my head about where I want to go with this. Oh yeah, and it was a trip. I was like thinking up some sort of some sort of a I wanted to do, well, basically what I was thinking about doing was a I think that is that all I want to do? No, I think I'll have a little bit of I wanted to do a thing. I downloaded a Thick as a Brick karaoke and was thinking about trying that. And actually I can do about 3 minutes of it, half-assed. I mean, I don't know how good it really is. But let's see if I can kind of copy his style. He basically, it's a lot of, he kind of comes through the center of his paintings with the palette knife, mixing these colors together. Ooh, I got way too much color going on here. I kind of got what I wanted to have going there. Got myself a little wet rag here so I can clean off my knife every once in a while. Do I have the balance right on this? Oh, I see you're probably getting a little bit of an echo because it's real loud on my end. There we go. That should have gotten it tuned in there better. Let's see if I can make this look a little more red. Oop, got some water on there. Okay. What's the thing that he usually does now?
Thank you so much for
This is
watching
where
my
he
video.
squirts
Also,
some white on
shout
here.
out and thank you to my patrons who make all this YouTube and music making possible for me. My music is also on Spotify and some other streaming services. Check out the links from the description box below. Hope you have a great week. Bye bye.
See what I can end up with here. Because usually when I try and copy this guy's style, it ends up turning into this ugly mud. So I just have to be real careful to, and mine's not going to be anything like his. I got my own little idea of what I want to do with this stuff. Ooh, that's a nice kind of color there. Let me see if I can. And I've been looking at all kinds of artwork today, trying to come up with an idea. Oh yeah, I love flute too. And it's like I told her in her stream today, it was Tull that got me to come to her, but it was just her talent and her personality that keeps me there. Trying to scrape off some of this color because I put way too much paint on here. He's using a pretty good giant palette where I should have just put tiny little drops on there. Let me see if I know what I'll do. I'll get a brush that's not contaminated and see if I can't kind of, oh no, I know what I need to do. Let me go ahead and get this white going over here and kind of see if I can't get the same sort of activity coming on over on this side.
You can
but
also listen to
in a
my
little
music on
blue.
Spotify and all the major streaming services. I will leave the links on the description below. I also want to thank my patrons again for supporting me and my music making and my videos. I really appreciate that. Thank you so very much. If you want to support me on Patreon, check the description below. Have a great week. Bye bye.
Hmm. Interesting, just to see what happens. I don't have that much control over what I'm doing, other than just trying to be careful not to contaminate the stuff too much. Let's see. What can a lot of times what he ends up doing is he'll come back with like another palette knife. Let me clean this palette knife off a little bit and see if I can just squirt some white on here. Oh, I'm getting low on white already because you use so much of it. It's kind of contaminated. Ooh, that was kind of cool. Kind of like the way that. Ooh, and then I can kind of bring some of that, this color. Let me pick up a little more of that. Kind of bring it over here a little bit. Wow, that kind of came out pretty cool, really fast. And the one thing you got to be careful when you're doing stuff like this is not to go too far and turn it into mud. Oh yeah, I went out, I dug up 2 more roots today. I was talking about those roots yesterday, a big one yesterday, and then I got 2 other ones today. They weren't quite as big, but man, I figured out a system to where I dug those things up really fast. I mean, it was hot. I got really hot and sweaty and, man, worn out, and my blood sugar started dropping big time. I'm still not quite over it. Well, I wonder if I should. I know what all I always like to do is, let's see if I can let me wipe this off. Get another, try and get some real liquidy white. Do some splatters. A little bit of splatter on that would look cool. Oh, I've seen something else that these guys do. Let me see if I've got a whole bunch of different palette knives. Let me try this one. I'm going to use this one right here. What he likes to do is he'll just like write in it. Just make sure I don't go overboard too much. It always looks like he's actually writing a name. Well, since his name is Oliver Mass, I keep thinking he's always writing his name in there. Now what do I want to do? Oh, I want to get let me get some white and add just a little bit of water to it and do a little bit of splattering on it. Let me add just a little bit of water. Oh, I got it all contaminated with my other colors there, but that's okay. It's going to be kind of a little red. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this to splatter. I always see him do this. Yep, it did. Not as white as I wanted. It basically comes out to be like a weird sort of a purplish gray. That's kind of cool. Oh, it's Warsaw here. Right on. How you doing, man? Yeah, I got one more week and tell me what to draw. I was going to do Arthur Morgan this week. I will probably do him next week. And actually, I got so much stuff on my little list of things to do. I may end up doing some stuff off screen, offline, and then just show them off when I come on to the show. That's kind of cool. Let's see. Seems like it needs something else. I don't know what exactly. I'm thinking it needs like a big blob of yellow right in the center of that. That might totally screw it up. But let me see what happens if I... Oh, wow, that's all dried out. Oh, I know what I can do. I can get myself another little palette. Which is just another one of my little coffee tin lids. Oh, look at there. I think maybe this will do what I'm wanting it to do. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this yellow mixed up thin enough without having to waste a whole bunch of it. See if I can do the same sort of little... They should really... Ah, yeah. I think that's what it needed. Some sort of a real contrast to everything else. Uh-oh. That was just a little bit too much, but... I kind of like that. Should I splatter? Should I pull out my splatter brush? I think maybe I'll get some little more white in my little splatter brush. You have a great one, Bo. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need to order me some white. Oh, I got a new pen brush today. I'm really excited to use it. Okay, here we go. Here's my little splatter brush. Let me see if some white splatters on here. I think I better stop. If I go much further, it just might not look right. Oh, maybe I need some red. Look, I better stop. Maybe I need red. uh, typical, typical this old stoner. I like the way that just a little bit of water and this palette knife does some nice splattering. Yeah, that is my. Oh, maybe I need a little brush and fling it. Do a little fling. What was that other thing I do? I hold the brush up here and do this. Not wet enough. I better call it good. I can already tell that I'm fixing to just take it a little bit too far. Let's see, should I sign it? No, I'll wait and sign this thing after it dries and sign it with one of my little paint pens. And yeah, and I was starting to get paint all over everything else too. I do have a tendency to get carried away when I'm painting. At least it didn't turn to mud. That's the one thing that I always worry about when I try and copy this guy's when I try and copy this guy's style, is because I've tried copying this. I've copied this guy's style. God, how many times did I try copying it? And I've only had one other time where it actually came out pretty decent, reasonable. And I just kind of want to. No, I'm just going to leave it like that. I really want to try and smooth out that yellow a little bit, but I'm sure if I do, I'll regret it. So I'm just going to leave it like that, because it does have all kinds of really cool textures and colors and stuff going on, and it's not too messed up, not too contaminated one way or another. And then, of course, I always can see how I can learn a whole bunch from every time I do something. And next month I don't think I'll be doing it 5 days a week. I'm thinking maybe 4 days a week. Oh yeah, and it is. And the one thing about paint is that I usually get it all over me. So I try and make sure that I put on my paint pants and my paint clothes before I do it. And I've gotten much better about making sure that I've got rags, lots of rags and water around. And I still have I'm going to do a lot of different sort of styles of painting too. I mean, part of what I like to do is try and copy somebody's style. And then there's a handful of people that I like. I wanted to try and do some of John Beckley, I think is the name of the guy. But all of his stuff really requires to have it some drying time in between there. Oh, really? Well, you should have taken the $300 and just asked me for another one. That would have been awesome. I mean, that sounds really cool. Because the one thing that I can tell you about art, because I've been doing it for a long time. Okay, there is like a little distortion. Let me see if I can. Yeah, there we go. That gets it more to where it seems a little more square in there. And maybe I should change the background. Oh, that sounds like 99 red balloons, yeah. Oh, cool. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, being an artist, that's why an artist always needs, well, a Patreon. Because when you really go back and you look at artists throughout history, it wasn't until, usually, great artists never really had much luck selling their work. They were starving artists. That's where they always talk about starving artists. And I have no idea how to put a price on my paintings and stuff. I mean, I kind of have an idea of like a minimum that I want for stuff that I'm doing. But I watched a guy I watched a video about how to price your artwork. And one of the things that he said is you don't sell it for too little, because then you kind of undercut all the other artists and stuff. You saw this little card that Punchy paints? So generally speaking, and I could be wrong, this is the card that I won from Punchy Paints. And this is and now she could charge whatever she wanted. But this sort of stuff, and it's like Otero Studios does drawings like this, real quick drawings like I do with just pen and ink and colored markers. And the minimum that they charge for something like that is like $25. But something like that could go from 25 bucks. I mean, and any of that stuff, it really comes down to what someone is willing to pay, you know. Oh, well, cool. Yeah. I mean, I don't really have anything for sale, because the one thing that the guy did say is that, so it's like, let's say that I really like this, but I have another painting over there that I'm just like, so what? Do I I sell that one for, 25 bucks and I sell this one for 50 bucks? He says, no, you don't do that. It's like if you have like 8x10s, all of your 8x10s should be like one price. Because you have to like distance yourself from it emotionally. I mean, if it's something you're emotionally attached to, don't sell it. And that's the way I look at it. I mean, I've got my little face paintings over there, and it's my, there's some of them that I mean, some of them I just give them away. But other ones, oh yeah, it's like, it's hard. I have no clue on how to put a price on anything. And basically what its real value is how much fun I had doing it. Hey, Demonic, welcome to the stream. You're just at the end of it. I whipped this thing out super fast. And I didn't even know what I was going to do. In my head, I was thinking I wanted to do because I watched this one video that was really cool, where this gal, she just painted, I was thinking about doing an abstract sky is really what I was thinking about doing. But then at the last minute, I watched one of this Oliver Moss paintings, demos, tutorials, whatever you want to call them, and decided, yeah, let me try one of those because I just want to try and, just go nuts with color. And I did want to try that thing where I was dragging my blade across all that, and it wasn't as cool as I thought it was going to be, but it was. I needed to try it to see if I liked it and if I would do it again. And well, maybe at the time it helped that. And mine went a totally different direction than his did, but I was happy that I managed to keep it from turning to mud. Uh, and that's one of the tricks is just figuring out a few colors that go well together, and then just being careful not to overwork it and turn it into mud, and then a little bit of white and a little bit of yellow and stuff gave it a little more character. Um, and I could keep going. I could bring out some green and some, but I'm just gonna leave it right there like that because I have been thinking about this. Oh no, not from Mark. Mark's not going to charge you an arm and a leg for that sort of stuff. He's I think he has kind of like and basically there's like in my own head I have like a minimum price because I have to at least pay for the shipping and the materials, and then just anything other than over that is just like a little plus. And then I have a few people that send me little donations now and then, and that just always is a big thrill to me. I think I'm like a Patreon of like 7 people now, and that's cool because I just put my money into my PayPal. I don't really touch it. I mean, I just buy all my materials and stuff with my own money. I don't worry about that too much, and that's cool. I've got enough in my PayPal account to just keep paying out to these Patreons, and every month I think I'm going to be adding one more at the $1 level because $1 is like nothing. Um, and I have kind of been thinking about starting up my own little Patreon because I like the way Punchy Paint does hers. I mean, every few days I get an email that's Patreons only to where I get to see her artwork and stuff. And she basically, just for like $1 level, you get to see all of her stuff, and you are the first to be able to bid on it if you want to do it. I have a blast doing it. I really do, and I always have. I always have. And if I was doing it for the money, it would pretty much suck the fun out of it. Um, I know. I mean, just same with computers and stuff. I love computers and messing around with that sort of stuff. But if that had been my job, it would have just sucked the fun out of it. Well, I'm going to call this a stream. And for those of you that missed the beginning of the stream, should I pull out my steel bell? Should I pull out my steel bell and play you guys a sample of I mean, I don't know how many people really like the new steel bell or the old steel bell. Nah, I think I'll just bring out my old one because I'm going to publish some more songs, something else tomorrow. And I love working on canvas because I can just go hang this up on the wall. It's not so runny to where it's going to drip either. Uh-oh. For a second, I thought I had a big old blob of paint on the floor, but luckily it was dried paint. So, let me pull out my little fart tone. If you want to hear some of my steel bell meditations, I'm starting up a playlist. I'll be adding another song to it tomorrow, and then I've got 2 more tunes that I just need to turn into videos. Oh yeah, I just really love Helene's flute stuff. Oh yeah, Helene, I will, let me, this is the link to her channel. And I'm just loving her stuff. I mean, her reaction to Jethro Tull is really what um, sold me on her. I was like, wow, that was cool. And then a Saturday, I saw her live, and she goes live like an hour or two before Camo Dave. So I'm like watching her. Well, I'm actually watching her, and in between songs, I'll watch Camo Dave. And then as soon as I hear her starting a song, I mute Camo Dave. uh, all right, that's the stream for today. And like I always say, fart jams for life. Fart Club forever. Have fun with your art and be good to each other. Hang in there. We're going to get through this mess soon. Oh, yeah, yeah. Have a good evening. Have a great weekend. I'll be back Monday. And I will be publishing another Steel Bell song tomorrow.